Hello everyone. Welcome back to Anmoll Astrology channel. Today's video is about the Saturn transit in the sign of Pisces. That is going to how it is going to affect the zodiac sign of Aries. Now, before we start, don't forget to subscribe my channel, and if you want to get regular updates, please also hit the bell icon. So I have made a previous video about the powerful, transit of Saturn in the sign of Pisces, right? So Pisces, since it has been, a very important zodiac sign this year, right? And indeed, it is one of the very important zodiac signs, but very unpredictable one as well. So that's why I decided that I should make different videos for all the ascendants. And first of all, one thing I would say that before you start with this video, just go back and view that video because there I have discussed about the meaning of what Saturn is going to do in the sign of Pisces and if it comes over a certain planet, how it is going to behave, right? So now we will discuss. I will also mention the link below about that video, right? So yeah, let's get started. I just wanted to explain everything by drawing the proper placements. So let's just dive into the explanation part. So for example, you are a Aries ascendant or Aries moon sign. So, for all those people who always ask, is it from the moon sign or is it from the ascendant? See, very first thing, it is from the ascendant. Primarily, it is from the ascendant, but you can also see from the moon. It is going to affect you both the ways. So, now, I think this is not rightly placed. Just a minute. So it's not working. I'll just get it working. Okay. So suppose your ascendant is Aries, right? That means now Saturn is coming into your 12th house. So we did discuss about the 12th house. It is the house of your imagination, your subconscious mind. It is the house of isolation, responsibility, financial responsibility, expenditure. It is about your losses. It's about when you feel lost in life. That is also 12th house. It is either addiction or it's devotion. It's the house of spirituality, meditation, your connection with the astral world. It is about your travels, foreign government, a lot of things. So when Saturn comes into the sign of Pisces, it first suppresses the duality of Pisces. It suppresses your imaginative world. It brings in practicality into your life. So first things first, if you have, for example, moon in the sign of Aries, this is the first phase of your Sadhisati, right? And if suppose you are a moon in Pisces, this is the peak phase of your Sadhisati. So altogether, you will actually face the results of the 12th house, irrespective of wherever your moon is. But if your moon is at in these positions, we will also talk about that. So first, Saturn in the 12th house is going to disturb your sleep. 12th house is about your sleep. And when does our sleep gets disturbed? When we are thinking a lot, we are overthinking about things. So this Saturn is going to give you karma related to your 12th house. I simply tell one remedy about wherever Saturn is transiting. I say that you need to organize that particular house. Now, do you know what is the remedy for this? The remedy is remedy of Saturn coming into the 12th house is that you become organized with your thoughts. You become organized with your financial responsibilities, or else this Saturn is going to create situations with heavy financial responsibilities. When Saturn comes into the 12th house, it is going to tell you that it is going to move you into that way that you'll all the time thinking that something is not enough, something is not correct. I need to do something more. I need to fulfill my responsibility. There comes either it's the feeling that you get. If you're in Aries moon, that's a feeling that you get, or it is going to be about that you are going to be struck by a situation where you have to take up the responsibility which you might have not taken before. You'll start feeling the financial pressure. This Saturn coming into the 12th house, it will show you the reality. So you are going to be struck by the hammer of reality. Saturn suppresses the imagination in the sign of Pisces. Whenever, at any point, when you decide, I'm going to imagine that way, I'm going to plan that way, if you pre plan things, the sign of Pisces is actually associated with caution. They get cautious about things way too early. They are quite alert. They are in their own world, but they are quite alert. They just make sure no one takes benefit of them. Although when it comes to emotions, they get benefited from, but when they come into that defensive zone, they become very defensive. They are like, they would know, they would actually sense what you're thinking about them. So for all the Aries ascendants, previously you did not go into your subconscious mind because you were always active, you were always out there, you were always present in the moment. So you did not use much of your intuition, or you did not see what is hidden behind the faces of people, or what is the behind agenda. That is what Pisces is about. When it comes into the 12th house, you connect with people in a certain way where you can sense that you might get benefited from, you might get taken advantage from. So you always become feel that fearfulness, or whether or not some problem is going to happen for me, some problem is going to be there for me. So that is going to be the first phase for Aries individuals. First of all, it is going to start building up the pressure, especially the financial pressure, and also the pressure of not getting used, not getting taken advantage from. And also, it will give you problems. I'm telling you, it is going to change your life. It's going to give you transformation. This is one of the Dushtana houses. This is Dushtana for a reason. It is going to suppress certain things. And Saturn, when comes here, for some time, we will also have Rahu, na? So this can also give addiction to a person. But after giving addiction, it would suppress your addiction. This Saturn first will, what will it do? Like, just imagine you ordered a home cleaner, right? From any of the application, Urban Clap or anything. You just ordered someone to just declutter your home, declutter your room, just systemize your room. That is what Saturn does, right? So imagine your room is full of cluster. Everything is here and there. Nothing is systematic. It's full of mess. Now the maid or the person you hired is going to come there. First, he's going to take everything. This. What is this? Let me find out what is it. And then the person will sort things down. Then out of that sorted things, that person will ask you that this is something you need, or this is something you is of no use. Let's just throw it. So there, since you hired that person, he's going to ask you. Now Saturn is not going to ask you. And Saturn will come in the room. He would just go through the room, whatever is there, will give you the karma for your bad karmas, will give you the karma for your good karmas. You like it or not? And then organize everything. altogether, and then finally leave that space. So that's why the remedy is to always organize that house. Organize your sleep patterns, organize your thought process. For whenever Saturn comes into the 12th house, and especially now, since it is happening in the sign of Pisces, you need to stop imagining, you need to stop pre planning things, and you need to just start making proper decisions and acting upon it. It is going to suppress your subconscious mind and make you deal with your conscious mind. That is why there is a third aspect towards the second house, because it wants you to deal with your conscious mind, suppress your uh, imagination, and work about your finances and practicality. It is going to make you struggle towards the second house, so as to save, so as to earn. You have to work hard, you have to struggle. And also, let me tell you, for Aries individual, just for some while, even if you judge someone, even if you have certain judgments, because judgments, how do they form? They form with your thought process. They form when you think to yourself, and then you think that this person is like this, that person is like this. You are thinking about it. Do not communicate about it. Do not absolutely communicate about whatever judgments do you have within. Keep it in secret. This is the house of secret. So Saturn, wherever it comes in, it also restricts that house. It is going to restrict your spirituality, but definitely it is going to dive you into spirituality in a very practical way. So this is the time when you will learn astrology, when you will search about occult, and you will also dive into spirituality. And you know what, you can also get that based on whatever planet is in your 12th house in the sign of Pisces, you may also get intuitions, you may also get omens in your surroundings. So be alert, just be alert, be observant, but act only required, act towards only certain areas which require your attention. So when Saturn comes into the 12th house, it restricts your distractions also. First, it distracts you. It distracts you with alcohol. It distracts you with money problems. It distracts you with loneliness, depression. And then it gains the focus. It makes you determined. Because when restriction comes towards that house, so suppose now I am restricted, someone tells me you can't look right, you can't look left. What do I find? I have to focus on the front. That's my focus now. That's my determination now, because I'm forced to be determined towards that only. Now, many people say that when Saturn comes into the 12th house, it initiates court cases. It will indeed. It does indeed. Now, it of course presents, if you are suppose 17, 18, how can you expect a court case? But you can expect a court case over someone significant in your family. But you need to see your age limit. That's why you just have to be organized with everything. Now, why these court cases starts happening? That is because of the activation or the seventh aspect of the sixth house. You start managing your finances, and you even get support from relatives for that time. Here, you have to work hard towards family, towards earning, towards income, finances, savings, even towards you speaking up. Your communication, first of all, is going to create a lot of blunder. So be careful of your communication, but you will get instant karma, and you will learn how important a practical communication is, how non-important and impulsive communication is. So this is the time for immense clarity for you, immense clarity. So this is the time where you have to get yourself involved with your inner self. You have to look within. This is not your time to act independent. This is not your time to be all proudy, be all the way Aries people are. To be all active, to be like, I am everything, I am the one I am. This is your time to be humble. Trust me, from day one, from now, if you start making changes in your behavior, because 12th house, what I always say, it is the thought process. If you change your thoughts, you give your thoughts good direction. Trust me, this is not going to be as bad as it can for you. Because I'm honestly saying that this is kind of a sadisati. Even if you do not have moon in Aries, you do not have moon in Pisces, this is a sadisati for you. I consider sadisati from the ascendant. Whenever Saturn transits the 12th, 1st, and 2nd from your ascendant, I consider that sadisati because I've seen people experiencing the same things. The only thing is your moon is protected there, so you don't get those major mood swings. You don't get that major instability with your emotions, vulnerability with your emotions, hurt, traumas, all of that. But you do get the circumstantial things as per the ascendant. So this Saturn wants you to structure your mind, structure your subconscious mind, and be very careful of your surroundings. Be observant. This is also going to make you take huge responsibility on your end. So if you already intentionally take certain responsibility over your head, then it is not going to be a surprise for you. It is not going to be something forcefully that is done with you. So the seventh aspect on the sixth house, that means that you will get support from your colleagues, your relatives, and also it can initiate some sort of debt or taking on some money or just getting clear with the money matters. But it will also create problems with health. You'll have to deal with health. 12th house in the sign of Pisces is the sign of hospitals. You will have to visit hospitals, or you will have to at least visit clinics. So it is going to play with your health as well. You are going to isolate yourself. Something in your life is going to happen. Maybe it's a major breakup. Maybe it is a significant loss in terms of career that is going to lead you to that. It can also make you travel overseas. That's why the third aspect, which is considered as the critical one of Saturn, that is on the second house, and the seventh aspect is on the sixth house, which initiates the applying of visas and everything like that. Now your 10th aspect comes in the ninth house. Karma towards father. Huge expenditure can be towards father or gurus or mentors or higher education and travel. So the 10th aspect goes into your ninth house. Karma related to all of that. Karma, what is karma related to all of that? That you would require to put up action towards that area. That is your karma. Or some says that's your karma. So this Saturn indeed is going to bring a lot of changes. See, if first house is all about you, so the 12th house is hidden self of you. So when Saturn comes into the first house, that is also going to affect you a lot. If Saturn goes into the 12th house, that is also going to affect the hidden self of yours. It is your karma to hide your personality to some extent. It is your karma. avoid addiction, and in intake or take forward devotion. Spirituality is going to help you there. Meditation is going to help you there. And let me tell you, it is going to be the most difficult time for you to actually being able to meditate. There's going to be a lot of thoughts. Even if you wake up in the morning, you will feel that I was thinking all night. I was dreaming, or I was thinking, I was operating like a machine all the time, all the night. So, for example, if you have, now we'll start with the planets. If you have Sun in the 12th house, this simply means that you have been a person who has had huge reactions. Your subconscious mind has Sun there. Respect is very important for you. But when you react, when you get angry, your anger just booms. But that it comes down easily. Sun going into the 12th house in the sign of Pisces also means that you want to shine, and you will be able to shine overseas. So you will get opportunity to travel overseas. And this also means that you will get the opportunity to learn mythology, higher knowledge, occult, astrology, lots of things related to that. This means that your personality was hidden till now. Your confidence was not at its best position till now. Saturn is going to give you reality check. It is going to make you go out there, make you take your personality and present it out there. Take your personality, use your expertise, use your learning, hidden abilities, and use it out there in your work, in your career. And since Saturn is the natural karka of career, it means that either you'll get opportunities of career from overseas, or you will get opportunities of building up a career using your research abilities, your imagination. Maybe you are a novel writer, you are technically going to write something. Maybe you are an architect who you design blueprints, you are going to design the blueprint. Something technical you are going to do with your skills, and you're going to present that out there. You will get crunched with your ego is going to get crunched. Your this the subconscious mind being hemmed, I won't say hemmed, but being full of the light of sun, and maybe full of fire of sun. This Saturn is going to throw water on that. He'll be like, now get embarrassed. You have to get embarrassed. You have to deal with low self-esteem once and for all to actually shine out bright. So by the end of this transit, or when Saturn actually crosses the degrees of your sun, it is going to give you immense confidence. It is going to change the way you represent your personality, represent yourself. So it's an important transit for your career. It's full of opportunities, especially related to overseas, but it is going to crunch your ego to like pieces. It will shatter your ego and self-esteem. But this is for something. Then the sun becomes your natural fifth lord. It activates the fifth lord. Karma related to children. It can also give you the birth of a child. So it's karma related to fifth house, the children, or even education. Your education can also get delayed. And it also makes you compromise. Your subconscious mind, or your mind just works in a certain way that you'll be forced to compromise in certain situations. It can be related to love, it can be related to relationships altogether. Now, if you have moon here, moon in the sign of Pisces, emotionally you have been very dependable. You knowingly, unknowingly, or will you accept it, will you not accept it, you have been very dependable emotionally. And you also are in your own world. You don't discuss about your emotions. This, and sometimes it would have happened that you must have been in situations where you have been very harsh, or you have been just lost emotionally. You don't connect emotionally with a lot of people. You don't just let people come into your domain, into your personal space, and you love being isolated, you love being by your own self. But now this Saturn is going to make you vulnerable. You're going to feel your emotions at the top of its point, just so as to make you cold. This will make you 24, this will make you think 24/7. This will make you interact with reality of life, practical learnings. And you will again, you have a habit of, isolating yourself or being at your personal space. First, it will take you out of your comfort zone. It will create problems within your comfort zone. It will make you go out. Then it will make you comfortable within your personal space. So it's a lot of back and forth that you're going to experience with it. But definitely it is going to disturb your sleep, it is going to disturb your emotions, it is going to give you fluctuations and mood swings with your emotions. It is going to suppress your la la land, your fantasy land. It is going to make you very, very practical now. And the sense of financial responsibility is going to be there. Even if you have the certain and ample amount of money, you'll still be pressurized with the finances thing. Since moon is the karka of your fourth house, it is the lord of your fourth house, there is some, boundaries you set up in regards of your heart space, some karma related to the mother or the homeland. It can also take you away, take you overseas. That's what Saturn was telling already with the transit. But this can be a heavy placement for you, this can be a heavy time period for you. You have to get out of your, first it's like you have to connect yourself, you have to observe yourself, and then you have to put it up out there. You have to use diplomacy, you have to use your thoughts, your not imagination I would say, but your decision making, your thoughts into your career. Emotionally it can be very burdening time, not I would say struggling, but burdening, full of responsibilities. And it could also make you feel certain loss like situation in life, or it would actually make you do some expenditure towards the home, but the loss feeling is there very prominently. Now next is Jupiter. So if Jupiter is there, it is the lord of the 9th and 12th house. It can initiate travel, or it can even initiate you learning higher lessons of your life. Again, this is the subconscious mind. You're going to interact with certain situations where your thought process is going to get challenged. Your subconscious mind is going to get challenged. Your morals, ethics are going to get challenged. And you're going to learn. So, a very heavy time, you will feel headaches. You will feel heaviness over your mind. This Saturn is going to suppress the optimism of Jupiter. Now it will give the restriction to the Jupiter that this is your restricted area. Now work into this. Do not expand yourself. It will not let Jupiter expand itself. So when it's about your fortune, it will suppress and restrict your fortune definitely. So this is not the time when you will feel, oh, I'm very fortunate. In the beginning, it will be like this. By the end, it can be a little bit fortunate, because when the focus comes towards one particular thing, it's more goal oriented. It's not that everything is just working out for you. It's like what is needed for you, what is actually meant for you, only those things are going to work out for you. You believe it is good or not, doesn't matter. But definitely it gives karma with gurus, teachers, and higher education and knowledge. It can even travel you for a higher education. But it is a time for you to connect with spirituality. It is the time for you to sacrifice something. But your morals are going to count here. Your morals, your ethics are going to be something you need to put a tight grip on, because all of that is going to get tested. right? Now, next is Venus. Suppose Venus is in the 12th house. It is the lord of your 7th house and the second house. You have been making a lot of expenditures over luxury things, comforts, and your partners. You just make them feel pampered and everything. And it also talks about you feeling just oblivion in your own world when it comes to pleasures, when it comes to your experiences in life with luxury. This Saturn is going to teach you harsh lesson with that. Let me tell you, it will activate your finances. If you're not earning right now, it will make you earn. If you are earning, it can give you increment. It can also initiate partnership with either someone who is at overseas or someone who's at a distance, or just partnership with a foreign person. That is also possible. But definitely it talks about you doing a business which is associated with foreign somehow, or with is associated with 12th house matters, which is education, which is knowledge, which is the imagination thing, creative endeavor. So it will make you do something creative. It will make you do something which where you will involve research and creativity, but it will suppress your expenses. It will suppress the way you make the expenditure, your expenditure on luxury items. It is going to suppress all of that, and it is going to activate your feeling of feeling loss at love, loss at partnerships will face a very heavy time during this. You will sense some distance with your partner. Either you are going to travel away from the partner if you are married, or or he or she is going to travel away from the marriage, maybe for work, maybe for something else. But it can increase the distance between you and your partner, right? And this will give you long distance relationship, but at the same time, it will test your loyalty, your devotion towards all of it, right? Now, next we have if you have your natal, if you have Mercury. So if Mercury is there in the 12th house, that is debilitated. Saturn is coming over that. You used to communicate in a very imaginative way in your own land. Like my both of my nieces have a debilitated Mercury, and sometimes they just communicate something to me like a story, like a story which they want to be real, but that is not real. So that is something I've seen with Mercury. They have their own set of understanding to things that might not be logical, that might not even be truth, but they just had their own understanding. It's like I remember I was teaching her for her maths exam the other day, like yesterday night only, and she said we always subtract or we do something, and I think this is very funny of me telling it here, that we subtract from the right side, ones, then tens, then hundreds. What she did, she directly went to the thousand, and she said, I'll subtract just one number from this, and I'll add to the tens position. And then because it was zero there, so I'll add it here, then calculate. So I was like, how did you think about it? You are good grown up, like you're 11 years old, and you know how this math works. Then how can you just use this logic? Then let's subtract one, from the thousands position, and then just keep it in the tens position, and then just do the subtraction. You always have to move from the ones position. And I was like, you, and she was literally having a debate with me over it, although she knew she was logically incorrect. That's what Mercury does. So at that point, straight away, this came into my mind. She has a debilitated Mercury, and she has that in the fourth house. Saturn is coming over it. She has had to go with that illogical reasoning with everyone, debates with everyone, which is totally illogical. So when Mercury is in the 12th house, you have your own way of thinking, you have your own way of understanding things. But now this Saturn is going to teach you. This is the harshest time which Saturn can give to someone. If your Mercury is in the 12th house, you are extremely intelligent, you are extremely observant, but you have your illogical and not so right way of thinking. The Saturn is going to suppress that. It is going to show you the reality, restrict your communication. It is going to make you dive into research related to communication devices, make you involved. Maybe you are planning to, make a website. You are planning to make a software or do something with your communication device. It is going to make you learn something, either that is a foreign element like AI, artificial intelligence, foreign element. You're going to start learning that. So, but it will suppress. If you think I am thinking this way and this is going to be the result, it is going to at the time prove you that you are wrong. Think that way, do that way. It will restrict your communication. You will not be able to even communicate at certain point when Saturn comes very close to your Mercury. So it will make you judged for your communication, like I did with my niece yesterday, right? Then it will make you learn that what is the actual concept with it. And since Mercury is the third lord and the sixth lord, you also have you have to work towards your routine, your health, and your nutrition, right? Your communication, your efforts. You somehow have a situation where you just get lost with your efforts. You might not just take that much attention or that much involvement into making certain efforts. Now, this is going to make you do that, right? Now, after this, Mars. So, if you have Mars in the 12th house, I told you when fiery planet, especially Mars, goes into the 12th house, you actually are in a situation where you feel that you have to take the hurt of everyone. You have to not speak. You have to deal with the traumas. Now, this Saturn is going to make you go towards your saturation point. When Saturn goes over Mars in your 12th house, it will now make you take a stand for your emotions, take a stand for yourself. Your actions, there was lack of actions. It is going to give you a situation where you will get the karma for lack of your actions, and now you'll have to act upon it. It's your first lord. You are going to get judged, you're going to get criticized, and then you'll be like, enough is enough. Now I have to act upon. It is also the lord of your 8th house and going into the 12th. Something related to your inheritance, your father's money, your in-laws, something related to that is going to initiate. But it is going to decrease your dependability energetically on someone else. Your personality should no longer be dependent on someone else. Oh, the noises in the okay. Uh, so Mars, I always say when Saturn comes over Mars, it's a Kalesh-like situation. It's a war-like situation. This is the war you are going to have into your head. And first, it will start within your head, then it will come out in your action. But this is your time where you'll be like, enough is enough. Now, this is my time to react. This is my time to come out with my action, with my ability to take a stand for myself. So, that's the journey you're going to experience for 2.5 years. Now, if suppose you have Saturn in the 12th house, this is your natal Saturn return. You already have experienced so many things in regards of this that you have been a person who has been taught this is the reality of life, that's how the real life works. So just suppress your imagination, just suppress your thought process, just suppress your illogicalness. So this Saturn is going to give you heavy karma related to legalities, related to travel, related to expenditure and losses. There can be a significant loss. After that, you will actually just hold down your uh, ability to invest. So you'll have to think very wisely, very calculatively for that. Now, this is the lord of your 10th and the 11th house. Here, 10th and the 11th house. So definitely your career is going to get affected. There's a lot of responsibility and burden of the career, but the recognition can be less than the burden, than the responsibility. The recognition will not be as much as reciprocated. But this actually gives you good opportunities overseas or related to foreign land, related to foreign government. But this time, of course, is full of responsibilities and full of burden. So this might not be very easy, but lots of efforts are going to be required there. It will again give you focus, give you restriction with your subconscious mind, sleepless night, working 24/7, hard working, hard work, but definitely your hard work is going to pay you off. Now, if you have Rahu in the 12th house, see, having Rahu in the 12th house already is a very, very problematic situation. Definitely, Saturn coming over it, it can lead to excessive losses or excessive expenditure. Just for some time, let go of your unnecessary expenditure. Give your money to someone you know, like someone in your family, of course, someone you know who can save for you, who you can depend upon. This Rahu makes you go into your own world, relax into your own space. The Saturn is not going to let you relax. This can give heavy psychological problem to an individual. So you have to take care of your mental health. You have to leave addictions. Just go clean for 2.5 years. Even if you have had a breakup, even if you have had the most struggle time, even you have had the significant loss, I'm telling you, just do not indulge into substances. Do not indulge into addiction. Go into spirituality instead. Addict yourself towards spirituality. It can give you problems with foreign government. So if you are living overseas, it can give you sudden problems, sudden legal tickets, sudden presentation in the court, sudden visit to the hospitals. So it can give you sudden things. But the more honest you are, the more properly you're doing things, the more fairfully you are doing, like fairfully, not fearfully, like fair, in a fair manner you are doing things, the Saturn is going to help. But of course, it is one of the crucial placements or transits to have. It can restrict your Rahu, let me tell you that. But before that, it is going to just sit and see how much this Rahu can go beyond the boundaries. Right? So with Rahu in the 12th house and Saturn coming over it, it can give you extreme situations. So just prepare yourself for that. Prepare yourself from extreme situations. Have some backup plans with your finances, have some backup plans, and just get your health checked. Just think about these areas. You, with Rahu in the 12th house, it means you have been absent. You have been careless about the important areas of your life. Now this Saturn wants you to dive into the important areas of life and look into them, correct them, mend them. Okay. Now lastly, if this comes over Ketu in the 12th house, Saturn can actually help Ketu. Saturn can actually, although you will have isolation, you will have stress, but this Saturn can give direction to this Ketu. All you need to do is you need to be balanced with your subconscious mind, with your thoughts, with your spirituality. You need to suppress your duality with your personality. You need to look towards the 12th house, deal with the 12th house. Don't feel that it's all work I need to do. No, it's health that you need to consider. It's spirituality that you need to consider. It's the time off that you need to consider. Don't intensely involve yourself into the 6th house matters. Take some time off. Think about your psychology. If you want a therapist, go and interact with a therapist. think about and acknowledge your inner emotions, your subconscious emotions, and deal with them. This might also make you deal with sexual relationships. You are going to involve yourself and attach yourself with one particular person. That person can be elder to you. That can be kind of an affair. But that is going to be very transformative. That experience is going to be extremely transformative. It is going to take you off your feet and take care of your feet as well. So the attachment, the strong attachment is going to come in with Saturn, and then the strong detachment is going to be there. So it can make you go depressive because of that experience. So be aware of such situations, right? So, guys, I think that was all the planets, right? So that was my analysis for Aries individuals. I hope this is helpful for all of you, and I hope this covers all the necessary points. Now, if you want to have your personal readings, you can check out the link below, www.anmollastrology.com. Under the reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. Under unique reading section, you can book a unique reading for yourself. See you next time. Bye-bye. Take care.